Hello everybody, it's Amanda again. Thought I'd show you other projects I have completed besides the Beatles one. Starting with the first one I really completed, and then up to the one before the Beatles. This is one that I created from a free photo to pattern site. It's a picture of my little dog Rosie on Halloween. I dressed her up like a little princess, kind of like a little tiara on the top, you can kind of see from here. And I ended up getting this custom framed for my mom for Mother's Day. And I started working on this, I think, January of 2010, I believe, 2011 maybe. And I ended up completing it in April, so it wasn't too long of a project. And I thought it came out nice. Then I had it custom framed for her for Mother's Day, and I really like the colors of the mats and just how it turned out. And the next one that I have here is the Thomas Kinkade Collection of Dreams, the Disney collection, and it's Cinderella Wishes Upon a Dream, I believe is what it's called. This one took probably the longest out of all the ones I'll be showing you. It took about 10.5 months. I started on 4th of July, and I believe I finished it, I'm going to say the middle of May of next year. That was July of 2011. I started it and finished it in 2012, May. And it's done, this one's done on 18 count Aida cloth. The C2 one was done as well on 18 count. And it's got, you can kind of see some sparkles throughout the whole project. Blending filament. The best thing you can ever have when you're working with blending filament is Thread Heaven. I'd recommend it for any project that calls for it. And there's, I think, a little bit of sparkle in her dress, and then some up in the sky, just randomly placed. There's some more up on the top corner, left corner, in the Fairy Godmother as well. Lots and lots of French knots, not as much with the back stitching. And again, show you from the top. Starts off with Cinderella's castle in the back. Fairy Godmother's kind of hiding in between the clouds up there. Nice little rainbow effect as well. Some trees. And there's the evil stepmother and stepsisters. See, little cat. I always forget the cat's name. Cinderella. And you see the little mice throughout the whole entire pattern. Some more sparkles in the backgrounds. I think that's the roofs of the house. And in the windows as well. And there's little Bruno. Little mouse, still a little more mouse climbing up on the top. And then goes to Cinderella and Prince Charming. You liked how that one turned out. And the next project I have, sorry, I've had these folded up, so there's a little bit of bends in the ends. I plan on mounting them on foam core this week. I've got some nice pins, and you think I need to get a couple more foam boards in order to do that. This one I started in January of, I think, last year as well. So I did have this kind of started. So maybe I did glue that in 2011 maybe. I think so, 2011 for the Cinderella one, because I started this one last year. And I started in January of 2012, last year, and it took me about 6 months to complete, so I had it done by June of last year. And it's the Dimensions Gold Collection kit, done on 18 count white Aida. And realized it wasn't really that hard of a project to stitch. A lot of half stitches, pretty much the whole background and part of her dress was half stitches, which was nice. Pretty much all of her almost her face, her hair, and body, and everything was full stitches. Maybe a few half stitches throughout. I really liked how this one came out. This one has a lot of blending filament throughout the project, and also couching, which I've never done before. And actually it was kind of interesting working with 2 threads at a time. Like, you have to basically have one thread going across on the top, and then you're taking another thread to the back and the front and kind of anchoring it throughout the project so that it kind of gives more of a dimensional look. I just love how much dimension this one has in it, and it all has with that little couching, like you can see right here. This is all the couching throughout, which makes it more dimensional. And again, you can see backstitch and a little French knot for her little necklace. A close up of her. More couching throughout here. Goes down to the back of her dress. And all of this is half stitched here. More of a dimension to the bottom. Just, I love the colors as well. Purple and the different colors. It just really makes it pop. Again, this is the last one before the Beatles. I started this right after the Beautiful Ballerina, which was the last project. This is another Dimensions Gold collection. This one is called Oriental Splendor. This one I started in middle of June and ended up finishing this December 15th. So about, well, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more than 6 months. And this one was pretty much, I think only this was half stitches here. The background here, I think the part of the bottom here is half stitched as well. And a lot of them, the dimensions I've noticed, the Dimension Gold kits, they call for like 5 or 6 threads. So that was a nice little challenge to try and learn how to do. I really enjoyed it. It just gives it a lot more dimension when you have more than 2 or 3 threads going in the same stitch. A lot of backstitching throughout the whole project. Again, more gold couching with that, gold blending filaments for that. The other thing I tried, which was really cool, is I think it's Sulky thread. They kind of have almost similar to a blending filament, the Granic ones, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And I actually enjoyed stitching with that a little bit more than the blending filaments. So I had to use Thread Heaven to keep it moisturized and stuff like that. But I didn't have as much breakage with that. So again, Sulky, and they come in a lot of different nice colors, especially if you're doing the detail with the sparkle. They've got a nice iridescent one as well. More couching throughout here. Over here is Lazy Daisy stitches. And a lot of French knots throughout here. And I just love the colors in this one as well. It's a nice, bright, summery product. I'm hoping eventually to get them all framed. And then when I was stitching this, I didn't realize it, but there's like a little, I think it's a koi fish on that one. It's just gorgeous colors, and with how the Dimensions Gold collection, how they do their kits, is just amazing to see how much dimension you can really get out of a project. Again, just wanted to show you my cross-stitch projects that I've completed. Again, I'll be posting more, hopefully. I'm trying to think if I want to do a week-to-week update on the project I'm working on now. Not sure. I'll let you know as soon as I figure out how I want to. Again, thank you for watching. Bye!